Welcome back to Kevin Toll Reads, where today we are talking Boundary Waters by William Kent Krueger, book number 2 in the Cork O'Connor series. Stick around. Welcome back. We are here with the book review of Boundary Waters, William Kent Krueger, published in 1999. Summary of this is Shiloh, a Nashville recording artist, kind of country star. She's gone missing in northern Minnesota. But is she missing, or is she out there trying to deal with a troubled past, troubled mental state? Her father, Willie Ray, comes from Nashville to Aurora, Minnesota, and seeks out Cork O'Connor and asks him to help him find Shiloh, really playing up the whole, father, would do anything for his kids type vibe. And so Cork reluctantly agrees. When that happens, he also gets a call from the local sheriff who pulls him in, and I almost said it, Scott. The FBI are there, and they're also interested in Shiloh. And so Cork has to spread his allegiance to Willie Ray and at the FBI and the local sheriff and play kind of both sides. And so they go out on a rescue mission in the northern woods trying to locate Shiloh, and things start taking a very deathly twist and turns as folks in the local Anishinaabe tribe come up either implicated or dead. And so I really enjoyed some of the twists and turns in here. So let's dovetail right into and talk about what I enjoyed. Obviously, I enjoyed getting back to the character of Cork O'Connor. I think he's an interesting character. I really enjoyed a couple of different things that we learn in this story. The hamburger joint where he lives and he was gifted from Henry is doing well. His daughters are working there. We get to see a little bit about his daughters growing up. They're in their teenage years. One of them's dating. The other one's making fun of her older sister. I found those conversations really, really well done, and I enjoyed getting some insight there. I also like the fact that, Cork has quit smoking and he's running daily. He ran a marathon. I thought that was all really interesting. You could see that Krueger was really going for O'Connor doing a 180 and really getting his life together. There is some mentions to his former fling from book 1 and her passing in book 2, which I thought was really nicely done. It looks like Joe and Cork are on better terms, even though they're still kind of estranged. And it's pretty obvious, Joe still has feelings for Cork and is contemplating having him back in her life. I really enjoyed a lot of the Anishinaabe, the Indian vernacular that's used, some of their traditions, especially as Cork is interacting, and other people that are unfamiliar with the Indian culture in that area are unbeknownst to them. They have struggles kind of, doing that, and Cork has to play intermediary. I liked the cat and mouse in this, as well as Krueger's writing. I think it's very easy to follow. His writing straightforward. The cat and mouse was pretty well done. I don't have any real excerpts in this go around. I do have some things, though, in terms of criticisms that I would like to share with you. I thought the ending was a tad overwritten. It gets us the finalization, the resolution to the conflict that we want. At one point at the ending of this, Cork gets hurt, and even so, he goes a step above and beyond in the final conflict and resolution of this. And I thought it was just a tad overwritten in that part. Once again, Krueger has another story, and he's 2 for 2, having the main antagonist kind of be right in front of your face, and though you don't really know it, and that's not really a spoiler because there's a lot of people that could be the person, type thing. But like in book 1, it's right there in front of you, and you just don't know it. Are they the bad person? Are they not? And I thought that was really interesting. I don't know if book 3 will play into that kind of role. I'm actually hoping maybe that is not the case, and it's more mysterious, and you get that kind of reveal, but we'll see. Rating and overall, I give this a 3.8. It's definitely not on par with what I had for book one. I thought book one was far better structured, and I think the highs were higher versus this entry. I had book one at a 4.4. Obviously, this one is much lower. With that being said, however, I would say also that I felt like this has an interesting premise. I thought, it's an enjoyable thriller. The suspense is easy to read. It just kind of left me wanting more from Krueger and Cork O'Connor. If I don't really know how else to describe it. It's a fast read. It's entertaining. I don't, it's not like, hey, don't read this book. I would recommend it. It's just not as good as the first one, I thought, in my opinion. Now, we all know how I feel about book two in a series. I think 99 out of 100 times they are very, very bad. They're not as good as book one. Book one is always the origin story, and I think they just have that high that you just can't get to in book two, because usually book two is moving the story along in a way, or moving the character arc along, and it's just not always. It seems like 99 out of 100 times is just not as good as book one. There are some exceptions, obviously, but that's my opinion. That is my overall review for Boundary Waters by William Kent Krueger. I gave it a 3.8 out of 5. I hope you're having a great week, and I will talk to you all in the next one. Thanks.